Okay. In today's session, we'll focus on what tools you need, okay, what software you need to install, okay. And what is Python? And we'll see some examples on Python. So, yes, as I told you, as we know, right, Python is a programming language, correct? So, uh, it means that you are trying to communicate with machine. You want machine to do your job, so we need to speak the language of machine. So that's the exact purpose of using programming languages like Python or Java or any language for that matter. Python is very simple, easy to use, and that's why most of the tools are preferring uh, Python language. Okay, and even non-programmers, like if you talk about um, the learning time, right? So Java people take almost like 3 to 4 weeks to learn Java and start doing some program. In Python, within a week, you'll be able to do some programs. Okay, so it is so much easy compared to Java. Okay, lines of code is also less. Okay, so I think person has joined. Yeah, hi, is this Kuldeep? I think it must be Kuldeep. Okay, so that's the purpose of um, uh, using Python. So code is simple, easy to learn, and it actually removes a lot of mandatory steps that we do in Java or C++. Okay, so because of which people prefer Python, especially um, like non-traditional kind of work. Python is probably the only option. Okay, and even on the other front, because Python is again open source. Okay, there are people around the world developing smart and new features for Python. So what's happening is every day you get to see a lot of new libraries getting added to Python. So Python has become general purpose language. So when I say general purpose, it means you can use it for any work, whether you're talking about web development or you're talking about creating testing framework or data science. Okay, it can be used in any of this field. Okay, Um, um, so that's why it's getting popular day by day. And I think right now it is number one programming language. Okay, so now to use this to work with Python, okay, you need to install a couple of tools, obviously, right? So one option is if you do not want to install, you can use Google Colab. So Google Colab is an online platform where you can actually start programming from day one. You don't need to install any software. Okay, so this is provided by, it's an online cloud-based platform provided by Google, where you can just log in and Google will give you some space on their server, and all the softwares are already installed there. You can just start using it. But for you, Geeta, because you want to develop testing cases, things like that, I would say not to use Google Colab. You download Python software. Okay, so you download Python. Okay, and along with that, okay, you download one additional IDE. So which IDE do you use at work? Is it VS Code, PyCharm, Visual
Python.
Studio? PyCharm, right? Perfect. So this is what you see on my screen is also PyCharm. Okay. So use PyCharm and community version should be enough. Okay. And which is free to use. So for our practice, okay, we can use a community edition. Okay. So these are the two software that you need to install. Okay. I'm going to show you the website from where you need to install, and you can actually um, uh, install in you can install um, like any other software. Okay, and anyway, I'm going to show you the I'm going to share video which using which you can watch and you can actually install the softwares also. So let me show you the website, okay, from where to install. So first, if you talk about, wait, okay, go to python.org. Okay, or in Google also, if you type Python, it will take you to this site only. Okay, if you go and say Python. Okay, the first website, welcome to python.org. This is the website. Okay, click on python.org. And this has all the information that we need. Okay, it has all the information related to Python. So you have downloads here, documentation here. To learn new things, documentation will help us. Okay, we can download from here. Now, if you're using Windows, you can download this Python, or you can download the Python version that you're using at work. Okay, generally people don't use the latest version immediately because there could be some problem, like, so Python is very fast development language. Okay, every new feature, every new version which comes like almost like in 6 months will have new features. Okay, and some features it can improve, right? So old features may not work, and instead they'll have something better to offer. Okay, so people don't change the versions that frequently. But do you know which version you use at work? If you know, you can download the same version. Otherwise, you can use the latest one. Okay, so if you go to all releases, or you can click on Windows. Okay, click on Windows, you will see all versions here. Okay, so you could choose 3.8, 3.9, 3.11, 3.10. Okay, all these versions are there. You can download whichever version you want, right? If not, you can download the latest version, which is 3.11. Okay, so download it. Okay, and of course, when you download it, okay, going to and on the installer, if you double click, I'll show you the installer. Okay, so yeah. Right. So when you click on download, it will download the version. Okay, and I'll just show you here. Right? Can you see this exe? So it will show you this exe. Okay, and when you double click on it, okay, it'll open a window. Now see, I have already installed, so that's why my window is different. Okay, your window will be different. Okay, it will ask you to install, and you can select all the options. Okay, maybe I think it's better that I show you. Wait, I'll go to. This is my website. Okay, learn.software.pw. If you go to Python here, okay, go to Python, and here you have installation. So this is older version, but it doesn't matter. It's exactly the same. Okay, so you have video which you can watch. I don't know why it says video is not available. Okay, I'll just see why this video is not available. It should be available. Okay, but you see this when you download this, right? Okay, so download it and install it. Okay, and once you install it, interesting, this video should be there. I don't know why. Is it somebody removed it? Okay, this is my video only. Okay, so once you install it, okay, like any other software, and I told you, right? I'll share the document, okay, the step by step. So you will see something like this here. When you type Python in the search, you can see Python here, okay, and you click on open. When you click on open, it will open this triple angular bracket. Okay, so triple angular bracket indicates that your Python installation is successful. Okay, and you can write your program here. Print hello types. Okay, you can write your program here. That's what it indicates. Okay, so this is one that you have to download Python. After downloading Python, you need to install PyCharm, correct? So you can type in Google PyCharm download. It is by a company called JetBrains. So it will take you to JetBrains website and you download this community edition. Of course, for companies, they have to use the professional one, but for a learning purpose, okay, we can use community one. So download this black color, because if you download this professional, it'll be there only for 30 days. After 30 days, it'll ask you to make payment. You won't be able to use after 30 days. Okay, so don't install professional. Okay, for our training, community is good enough. Yeah. Any question, guys?
No.
Okay.
हेलो हेलो
Yes. Yes. Yes.
फिर से बता दो, मैं वहां पे मेरा नेट डिस्कनेक्ट हो गया था जहाँ पे आप अपनी वेबसाइट पे थे, लर्नर्स वेब।
हाँ। तो मैं क्या बोल रहा था कि यहाँ पे आपको ये सॉफ्टवेयर डाउनलोड करने के लिए तो एक ये पाइथन इंस्टॉलर डाउनलोड कर लीजिए। तो ये पाइथन आपके यहाँ से वेबसाइट से python.org से आप डाउनलोड कर सकते हैं। ये तो मैंने बता दिया था। यहाँ पे स्टेप्स दिया हुआ है कैसे करना है, तो आप डाउनलोड करें। हाँ, अभी देखो, नो सी इट्स कमिंग अप नाउ। I don't know why it was not showing. So you can follow this video, guys. Okay. I have actually मैंने यहाँ पे पूरा लिखा है step by step कैसे डाउनलोड करते हैं। Okay, I have downloaded it and I have recorded it, so you can follow this. So when you open and when you see the first screen, right, यहाँ पे option है add Python to path. If you're doing 3.11, it will show add Python 3.11 to path. Just check this box. Okay, so if you check this box, it will get added to your path, and it will not have any problem in future, to read the path. So just only one thing you have to remember: double click on the install download, double click, and check this box. That's it. And then click next. Use default options. Python will be installed. Okay, so after installing Python, you have to install PyCharm. Okay, the IDE that we will be using for our work. So you can click on Python IDEs, and it talks about different IDEs. Okay, so it has all the links. Okay, how to download, from where to download. So simply download and double click on it, and you will be able to start using it. Make sense? Yes. Yes, everyone. Make sense?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Okay. So with this, you'll have the software that is required, and please try it today. Okay, make sure it is there. If you're facing problem, you can send me on WhatsApp a screenshot. Otherwise, tomorrow you can ask me. So the software should be done by tomorrow. Okay, so that so that we can practice along. Okay, so when I'm talking, right, when I'm showing something, I want full attention on the screen. Okay, don't copy, don't write anything. Okay, whatever I'm typing, whatever important I'll be telling, I'll be writing and I'll be sharing the notes also. So you'll have everything with you. Record video will be with you. Any notes that we do will be with you. So don't worry about copying or that information I need to save. Can I save this program? So absolutely not. Okay. Fourth, we'll have about 40 minutes of session, 40 to 50 minutes of core session. In that 40-50 minutes, I want your full attention on my screen. Okay. You see what I'm doing, how I'm doing. Okay. Ask me questions on that, but don't try to practice parallelly. What happens is when you try to practice parallelly, then I will talk about something else. Let's say you make some mistake there. So your mind will be on fixing the mistake, not looking at my screen. Okay. And you might miss what I'm saying. The new concept which I'm saying, you might miss while focusing on your error. So don't worry about error. Okay. You first watch what I'm doing. And then when you go back, you practice. So 1 hour of a class, 1 hour of your practice. And then if you have any problem, immediately ask me the next class. Ask me the next class that this is what I did yesterday or today it didn't work. Can you help me? Okay. And we'll talk about it. So while I'm talking, while I'm presenting, while I'm doing programming, I want you to focus on my screen. See what I'm doing. Okay, clear? Okay. That's one request, because that's how we can learn, right? And I'm going to do everything on the screen. I don't have PPTs. I don't have any other things to show. It'll be all hands-on, done, so that you can see what I'm doing. Okay. So once you install PyCharm, so if you install Python first and then PyCharm, then absolutely no problem. You don't have to make any settings in PyCharm. PyCharm will be able to get the details from class path. Okay, so PyCharm will know, okay, if Python is installed here, it will automatically link. It will automatically link to the Python. But what happens if you install PyCharm first and then Python? If you install PyCharm first and then Python, we'll have to manually go and give the path. Okay, so we have to manually go and give the path. That is an extra step. So not difficult, not very difficult, but it is an extra step. So to avoid that extra step, install Python first and then you install PyCharm. Clear, Kuldeep?
Yes.
Yes, great. Okay. So once you install PyCharm, okay, you'll get a screen to create new project. You'll get some screen like this. Okay. First time when you open PyCharm, you'll get a screen like this. So see, this will already have link to Python interpreter. So Python is called interpreter. Okay. So you have two types of programming languages. One is called interpreter, another is called compiler. So Java, C, C++, they are called compilers because they take entire code and that is transmitted. So I told you, right? We use programming language to talk to computers. So we need something. We need a interpreter, a translator, which will convert our query into machine level query, because machine understands only machine level language. So, if let's say if I understand only Hindi, and if you have to get some work done from me, so you have to speak Hindi, right? That's how I can work for you. So what you do is, if you don't, let's assume you don't know Hindi, then you'll hire some translator, correct? So in this case, machine is doing work for us. So to work with machine, okay, we need some translator, correct? We need some translator who can work on machine. So Python, Java, they are all translators, okay, which will take your code, okay, convert it to machine level, get the work done by machine, and then bring the answer to your screen. Okay, that's a Java, Python, C++. Okay, they take your code, convert into machine level, and then output is shown back to you. For that matter, every software that you think of, they do the same thing. Okay, because as you want machine to work for you, so the softwares will translate into machine level language and then get the answer for us. So that's so there are two ways. One is, if I've written 10 lines of code, okay, so you convert all the 10 lines of code at one time, or you convert line by line. First one line, then second, then third, then fourth, then fifth, right? So both of the compiler does converting all the lines of code at same time. If I've written 10 lines of code, so it will convert all the 10 lines of code at one go. Okay, but interpreter will only convert line by line. So if you write 10 lines of code, it will take first line convert, then take second line convert, right? So that's the difference, minor difference. Okay, both has its own advantage and disadvantage. We're not getting into that. Okay, just remember that Python is interpreter, R is interpreter, R is another programming language. So R is interpreter, Python is interpreter, C++, Java, okay, those are compiler. Okay, so that's why you see interpreter. It is asking the location of interpreter. Interpreter means it's asking you where is Python. So this is python.exe. You have to link python.exe path here. Okay, so if you have already installed Python first and then installing PyCharm, this will be pre-filled. Okay, this will be pre-filled. Otherwise, we have to go and select. Okay, have to go and select. If you have more than one versions, it is possible you can install more than one version of Python on your machine. Okay, PyCharm and Python works very fine. It happens sometimes, you might work on 2-3 different projects, and all these 3 projects might use 3 different versions of Python. One could be on 3.7, other could be on 3.9, and then the third one could be the latest project which you started in 3.11. So you have to download and install all the 3 different versions. Okay, all the 3 different versions you have to install, and these 3 different versions will be in 3 different folders. So when you're working with PyCharm or any other editor, you link the right editor, right? In my case, you see you have 3.10 here and 3.11 here. So if I want to use 3.11, I'll select 3.11. Okay, if I want 3.10, I'll select 3.10. Okay, so you select which version of Python you want to work, and location is the folder location where you want to save all your files. So all the files that you will create will be saved in this location. So you see users, HV, PyCharm projects, and you can give another folder name. So all the files will be created. When you create a new Python file, it will be saved at this location. Okay, so you click on create. You make sure that all this information is correct. Okay, and then you say create. Okay, but anyway, I'm not going to do create because I have already created and I want to do my programs here only. But first time when you do it, you have to do this. Okay, so basically this is a folder where your files will be saved. Okay, so you can choose the drive and the folders. Okay, and then you say create, it will create. Okay, so the folder is called as project. See, I had created PR1. So PR1 is a project and all my files are here in this. Is it clear? In the file explorer on the left side, you can see all your files. Okay, so these are my different files. Okay, so this is about installing software. Any questions so far? Okay, so once you install PyCharm and you link all those things, create a project, then you go and say file new. Okay, you can create new project if you want to. You can create new. So we want new, right? When you click on new, okay, a small window will pop up. Can you see my PyCharm, guys?
No.
Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Yeah,
जी
no.
Yeah, if you're
हाँ,
not,
इंस्टॉल करके एक बार देखना था पाइचान को।
PyCharm मैं दिखा रहा हूँ। एक बार आपको स्क्रीन दिख रहा है क्या आपको?
दिख रहा है, होल्ड थी अभी स्क्रीन।
हाँ, तो वो पूरा बताने के बाद, okay, so ये this is your PyCharm, right? I was saying that sorry, when you install the PyCharm, okay, and when you open your PyCharm, a screen like this will open. Okay, this is where I spend time. Okay, so a screen like this. Can you see small screen here? Create project.
Yes.
Create project. Can you see or you can't see?
Yeah, we can see.
Location interpreter. Yes. So okay, so location is the folder. Okay, where your file will be saved. All your so we call it as project. Okay, So we call it project, and all our files will be saved in this location. So you can choose whichever folder you want, wherever you want to save. So you can change this, okay? You can change and you can create a new location where your files will be saved. And this is where I was saying interpreter, okay? So if you install Python first and then PyCharm, PyCharm will be able to figure out, okay? So you will see 3.11, whichever version you have installed, it will be shown here for you, okay? And I was saying that you can have multiple versions of Python. You can select whichever version you want. Okay. So once you're done, selected the location and selected the interpreter version, Python version, you click on create. Okay. If you click on create, I'm not going to create on create. You click on create, it'll create a project and you will see something like this here. Okay. Fresh installation will be something like this, just the project name. Now you can go and say file new. Okay. New, if you click, you'll have different options. You can create a folder from here, Python package. Okay. For now, we'll be using only Python file. Okay. So click on Python file. When you click on Python file, it'll ask you to name it. Okay. It'll ask you to name it. I'm going to say Janmon. Okay. So you can give a name and say, okay. So it'll create, okay, file name.py. So select new Python file and give a file name. It'll open. So one thing you have to remember is when you're giving file name, don't give spaces. Don't give spaces in file name. Okay. Don't give spaces in file name. File name should be without spaces. It will not create any problem now, but that's a practice. Okay. Any file name for that matter. Okay. If you want to give space, you use underscore. Underscore is allowed. So use underscore, but do not use space. Okay. So now, okay, you can type your program here. Say print hello. Print hello. And okay. So I have written a first command. This is our first command that we have written now using Python. So what I have done, I have said print. Print is a function. Okay. What does function mean in Python? It means that there's a predefined meaning associated with it. Later, we'll also learn to create our own function. Okay, very important topic. We learn to create our own functions. Okay, so you say print, which is a function. And what is the predefined meaning? Predefined meaning is whatever I'm giving you, whatever is given to print, function we always write with bracket open and close. Whatever we give to print shall be displayed on the screen. So this is to display on the screen, okay? So you say print, simple bracket open, simple bracket close. So that's how we write print. So it's called syntax. Okay, what is meaning of syntax? Okay. See, syntax means rules basically. Okay, rules of writing programming language. Okay, it's very similar to grammar that we call in our national language, English, Telugu, Hindi. We say grammar, right? Grammar means the way you should frame a sentence, right? If it is continuous tense, this is what you should do. If it is past tense, this is how you should do, right? That's a rule, right? And you have to follow that rule. I mean, you cannot ask why, right? You know, so the grammar rules are, you have to follow that rule to understand, you know, or learn in language. Similarly, this is syntax. Syntax is, this is how it is done. Okay. So whenever you write a function will always have a bracket open and close, something like this. Okay. Simple bracket, not any bracket, not square bracket or flower bracket, you know, simple bracket. So you say print simple bracket open and close. Print simple bracket open and close. Okay. And within the bracket, you can mention whatever values you want to print on the screen. So first, let's understand print, then I'll tell you what I have done inside. Okay, any question on print? Did you understand? Print is a function that displays on the content on the screen, and it is always written in small cases, lowercase print. Don't write P capital. Okay, everything is small, lowercase, and it is followed by open and close bracket. Open and close bracket. Print, open and close bracket. and within the bracket, you can mention whatever you want to print on the screen. So when you say whatever, then I want to print a text on the screen. So I'm putting text between the bracket. So hello is a text between the bracket. I want to print hello on the screen. So now in PyCharm, I need to select the file name. Okay. So click on run, or you can right click on the file name here. When you right click on this file name here, you see the tab, right? My program tab, you right click here and you'll see this option called run Janmon. You click here on this. Okay. So output is displayed here at bottom of your screen. Make sense? Okay. Any questions so far?
No.
Okay. See, first 5-6 classes are very critical. Okay. When I say very critical, all the basic thing that we'll do is like foundation, right? If your foundation is good, then you can create a very high-rise building. Okay. So first 5, 6, 8 classes are your basic foundation. Okay. This will test your patience. This will test your knowledge, skills. Focus on this. Okay. Practice as much as you can. After 6, 7 classes, 8 classes, it's like making it more efficient. But the core logic is your first few classes. First 6 to 8 classes is your core logic. Okay. So now we talk about print hello. Now you see, hello is printed within quotation. I put quotation before H and after O. So the content that I want to print is within quotation. So when you put something in quotation, you can use double or triple, doesn't matter. So when you use something in quotation, it means you're telling to the Python or to the print that print as it is. Okay, that means, okay, so this is what I meant to say. Print, bracket open and close, quotation, single or double, doesn't matter. And I'm saying whatever I type here, junk, doesn't matter. You print as it is on the screen. So when you put quotation, single or double, doesn't matter. Single quotation or double quotation, whatever you, doesn't matter. But within quotation, whatever you print, I'm telling print is as it is, print as it is. It's like when we say repeat after me. So if I say whatever, you have to repeat whatever I'm saying, isn't it? So it's like whatever you give in quotation is printed as it is. So first thing, first command we have learned today, right? Using print, print will display the content on the screen. Whatever you put within the quotation in the print, that will be printed as it is. So Python doesn't differentiate between single or double quote. Python doesn't differentiate between single or double quote. So you can use single quote or double quote without any problem. Python, okay. Other languages will. Python will not differentiate. So, content will be printed on the screen. Print is the function we learn, and we learn that print always will have simple bracket. Okay, and then inside simple bracket, you can give whatever, and if whatever is in quotation, it will be printed on the screen. That's the syntax. That's the rule that we write. Okay. Now, you see that I have written this couple of sentences here, right? And this is like English-like sentence, right? I wrote it for you guys so that you guys know what I'm saying. So to write such thing, which is only for human being, for us, not for machine, not for Python, we put hash. Okay. So hash, they are called as comments. Okay. Hash comments. That means whatever you type after hash. So you put hash and you type whatever, right? I can go here and I can say hash first line, So you put hash, and after hash, whatever you put, that is ignored by Python. That is ignored by Python. Okay, it's called comment. Comment is not for Python. Python sees hash and says, okay, it's hash, so let me not get into it. It will just move to the next line. It will move to the next line. Okay. One more thing we'll do today, and we'll end it because I want you to install the different softwares. Okay, is when we give print and we don't give bracket. So when you don't give, no, sorry, not bracket, quotation. Bracket has to be there, right? Bracket has to be there. So if you say print, print will have bracket, okay? But inside bracket, I am not giving quotation. Inside bracket, I am not giving quotation. When I don't give quotation, it means I'm saying repeat after me. No, that's not the case. I'm saying evaluate, solve. What is 5 plus 3? So what is 5 plus 3? What is 5 plus 3?
8.
Yes, 8. So you get 8. So when you don't give quotation, it is like evaluating. Give me the answer. What is? Solve. But if you give quotation, it is like repeat after me. So same thing, if I do it in quotation, if I say print quotation 5 plus 3, it's like repeat after me. So you get 5 plus 3. And if I don't put quotation, it will evaluate, solve it for me. Okay. Now,
Okay.
print, and I say 5 plus 3. So what I did, I gave 5 plus 3 equal to in quotation. So what will happen? It will print 5 plus 3 equal to in quotation. And I give bracket. So now print can accept multiple format. It can accept format without quotes and it can accept format with quotes. So if you are giving 2 such options or 3 such options or 10 such options, each of these options should be separated by comma. So we use comma to separate these. I want to put 5 plus 3 equal to, fine. You put it and then you put a comma there. Now I want to solve it. You say 5 plus 3. Okay. You put after comma. So comma, before comma is one set, after comma is another set. And now when you run it, okay, so you get 5 plus 3 equal to, this is from this quotation, comma will give a space, comma will separate it, put a space, and 5 plus 3 is 8 here. Okay, so you can use quotation and text. I can even say here quotation and 6 plus 4 equal to, and I say 6 plus 4. 5 plus 3 equal to 8 and 6 plus 4 equal to 10. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so we'll stop here today. We'll stop here. Okay, just install the software, make sure that all these things are running. Okay, and then we'll see you tomorrow at the same time.